And on this one, we're going to open up to calls. In fact, I said right at the start, we're going to open up to calls. I look forward to your calls. Tonight, fresh face from the Congress Party, National Spokesperson Brijesh Kalappa, now National Spokesperson of the Congress Party. Brijesh Kalappa, welcome. And he's taking on Piyush Goyal of the BJP, National Treasurer, Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament. Sankarshan Thakur of the Telegraph. Saba Naqvi of the Outlook. Kumar Ketkar of the Bhaskar Group. Daily Divya Marathi of the Bhaskar Group. Okay, senior journalist Kumar Ketkar is with us today. Medha Patkar will join us in some time. So why do you want to crush the electronic media that questions the Congress Party, Mr. Kalappa? It's a strange phenomenon and it's an outrageous admission. But why would you want to crush the electronic media that speaks out against you?
Yeah, Mr. Goswami, I must clarify that Mr. Shinde has also spoken earlier and said that what he meant was some irresponsible elements within the social media. You'll also appreciate that the Congress Party in the last 10 years has done nothing to...
No, what he said, I know what he said. One minute, Mr. Kalappa. You see, it's a very... first of all, I do not believe running away from this debate will help you. And if you attempt to run away from the debate like Shinde runs away from the debate by saying he never said that, you know, in today's day and age, everything is on tape and he's on record. He was not speaking of the social media. He was speaking of the electronic media. He was not talking about anti-social elements.
No, but
he was speaking, 1 minute. He was speaking of those who criticize the Congress Party. Am I right, Kumar Ketkar?
Absolutely.
Am I right? He's speaking in Marathi. Am I right?
Yeah, he was speaking in Marathi. I understand Marathi.
One minute.
I understand Marathi. He was speaking in Marathi. It was extremely intolerant, according to me, quite immature and adequately arrogant statement that he was making.
Yeah, it's a pathetic statement that he was making. He says, I have the intelligence department with me and I know those who do this anti-Congress propaganda. We will put a stop to it, right? And we will crush such elements if they don't stop. How will you crush the independent media, Mr. Kalappa?
But realistically speaking, Mr. Goswami, you will appreciate that, you see, elections are around the corner and we are, 20 days through to an election. Even if one wants to crush, is it possible to crush?
So you admit you want to crush, but you cannot crush because you are a...
So the idea is not whether you want to crush or not.
One second, Sankarshan.
The issue is not whether you want to crush or not.
In the last 10 years, what have we done to crush?
That's called...
The issue...
Yeah, Sankarshan.
Mr. Kalappa, the issue is not whether you want to crush or not.
Yeah.
Even if you want to crush, you know, it is not within your means. You know that and you just admitted it. The issue is that the Home Minister of this country stands up on a public platform and threatens the media, saying that I have the intelligence apparatus under my control and so I know what to do and things of that sort. And that is totally unacceptable. How can the Home Minister of the country stand and publicly make such statements? I find that astounding. And no matter of clarification from the INB minister or this or that.
May I answer that?
Oops, losing the... Yeah.
I have asked in government, the Home Minister, what did you say? Why did you say this? The party should have asked him. The Prime Minister should have asked him.
No, they won't ask. Our Prime Minister doesn't say a word. Have you forgotten, Sankarshan? Our Prime Minister has perfected the art of not speaking and the Prime Minister is now practicing to perfect the art of not listening as well. The Prime Minister should have stood forward tonight, shouldn't he have? Sabha, shouldn't the Prime Minister have said, you are not trying to crush the media, you are trying to crush the Constitution? Because the Constitution under Article 19(1) gives freedom of expression to the media.
And this is complete negation of what Pandit Nehru believed.
Absolutely.
This is complete negation of what Pandit Nehru believed. And Pandit Nehru promoted the liberal cause. Pandit Nehru created a liberal project for India. Pandit Nehru allowed, and Pandit Nehru was no less criticized. I think any Congress person,
tonight, therefore, I make this appeal. I see Piyush Goyal's hands go up there. I was waiting for that. Piyush, I'm coming to you right after Sabha because I know you have more than a point to make to the Congress Party on this one. The point is this, Sabha. Let's just get Sabha in coming to you. The point is this. In open view, the Home Minister of India, under the tacit approval of the Prime Minister of India, the knowing nod of the Congress Party President who controls this government, right? And the Congress Vice President who says, I want to change this country. The Home Minister of India says, I will try to crush the Constitution of India, and nobody says anything. Why, Sabha? Why?
Arnab, I think that this is a terrible statement made by Mr. Shinde, and it shows how frustrated the Congress party is.
Exactly.
Everybody is on edge. There's a big battle coming up, and they are just, and you know, the media is seen as playing a more important political role now than perhaps politicians imagined they would play. The other question I want to say about Mr. Shinde is, I think the Congress party is still not out of the generation where you expected some kind of privileged interaction with leaders. You know, that is not happening for them. And as a grand old party, they imagine that some privileged interaction, it's not happening. So they're handling this very badly. This is a very dangerous statement by Mr. Shinde. I also want to add about Mr. Parikar's statement. Isn't it a bit, Arnab, I'll ask you that, isn't it a bit like Manishankar Iyengar's remarks about Narendra Modi and Chaiwala?
Yeah,
How dare he talk like this about journalists? Many journalists earn modest salaries. They work very hard. We know how people work, junior people work. How dare he talk like that about people who earn modest salaries?
Yeah,
I have a question for him,
so we'll ask,
and I have a question for Mr. Shinde, who is an absolute disaster.
And this is what he says. Piyush Goyal wanted to give a rebut to the Congress, but before that, Piyush Goyal should explain what Manohar Parrikar says. He says, what is a reporter's salary? What is a reporter's salary? How much does a newsreader earn? Maybe 25,000 rupees. Maybe 25,000 rupees. They are mostly graduates. They write news how they understand it. They are not great thinkers or intellectuals. This patronizing attitude, this attempt at trying to say that a journalist who earns 25,000 rupees is worth nothing. You know, what does this reflect in your view, Piyush Goyal? How would you describe it?
No, but I think Parrikar and Shinde are great thinkers. I mean, is Parrikar a great thinker? While asking whether media persons are great thinkers.
No, certainly not. I mean, you can then say, by Parikar's definition, a person who earns more money is a great thinker.
So
and a person who earns less money
which means being great thinker is earning more money.
The point is, there is a growing sense of unease and intolerance
in the entire political class. In the entire political class, we should be leading the liberal project. They have become intolerant, and they are leading the intolerant and wave of hatred.
Out of the fear, in my view, of being exposed, either tomorrow exposed for what you've done in the past, or potentially being exposed for what you might want to do in the future. You see, so you set up the safety net. If you can kill or manage the media, then you can go about what you want to do. Ashok Chavan can come back. And God knows what will happen in the BJP. Nobody will ask any questions about Babubhai Bokhadia or Yediyurappa for that matter.
Sabha said is correct. Insecurity of the Congress, but actually insecurity of all the parties.
All right, let's get Piyush Goyal to respond to Manohar Parrikar and more, and then we'll open this up. Yes, Piyush.
Arnab, I need some time because after fighting with you on Newshour and fighting with the Congress members who are disrupting Parliament for 3 weeks, I have a very sore throat, so today I can't outshout you. So you'll have to indulge in listening to me a little patiently. First of all, Mr. Kumar Ketkar just made a comment that Nehru brought in liberal thinking. I just wanted to remind him that Mr. Nehru brought the First Amendment to the Constitution of India. And in the First Amendment, it was brought in to muzzle Ramesh Thapar's weekly journal Crossroads, which was published on Chennai. And at that time, Shama Prasad Mukherjee, the founder of the Janasangh, who at that time was in the Congress, he led a bunch of 20 members of Parliament who objected to the First Amendment and the muzzling of the press. So I just thought I'll correct.
No, but you know, let's get to the point. You know, the obnoxious comments of Manohar Parrikar and the you know, I would say the almost fascist comments of Sushil Kumar Shinde.
I'll come to that. Give me a little space. You have put 6 panelists against me who are trying to, well, at least little somehow divert the issue from the statement of Mr. Shinde. So let me have my whole speech.
No, Sankarshan.
I will answer you about Parrikar also.
This is about Mr. Shinde, and you're imagining enemies in your panel. Find it very strange.
No, one second. He's dropped his earpiece. He's putting it back. Let him put him on. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I can hardly hear. So I was just telling you about Nehru, but this has been a continuing Congress phenomena. You saw the emergency when the court verdict went against Mrs. Gandhi.
So why don't you have a statue of Shama Prasad Mukherjee instead of Sardar Patel, sir?
Hello.
No, we can hear you loud and clear.
Why do you not have a statue of Shama Prasad Mukherjee instead of Sardar Patel, sir?
My voice is not working too well today.
You can give me a very recent answer. You don't need to shout.
Let me finish my say. You take a call, Arnab. I told your guest coordinator I have a bad throat. If you'll allow me to speak, I'm happy to participate.
No, certainly, but it's an open debate.
If the Congress spokesperson wants to interrupt, he can.
No, it's an open debate, and Mr. Piyush Goyal, you two have interrupted in the past. It's not a crime to interrupt in an open debate.
I told your guest coordinator today I can't outshout you. I have a bad throat.
By which you are making on a lighter.
Just answer the question.
No. On a lighter note, therefore you admit you always try to outshout me.
Shama Prasad Mukherjee instead of Sardar Patel, sir.
Anyway, no. Let's come to the point. We are neither discussing Shama Prasad Mukherjee nor Sardar Patel. We are discussing Manohar Parrikar and Sushil Kumar Shinde. Yeah.
What did the UPA do in the last few years? They have brought in Section 66A. They have been trying to muzzle the social media. They have been trying to influence the electronic media. They have been trying to threaten using intelligence agencies, which Mr. Shinde himself acknowledged today, to try and make sure that the media rights as per the government say. I have here articles which show us how in the last 3 years the Congress government date-wise, on 11th April, intermediary rules were notified. It was preceded by no parliamentary debate, nothing. And when the point was raised by the MPs in the two houses, particularly by two resolutions in the Rajya Sabha, the government promised that they will make amends, but have still not done anything.
Why don't you raise the issue of Sushil Kumar Shinde? Why don't you raise the issue of Sushil Kumar Shinde and Parrikar? It appears to me, it worries me.
Coming to that, my friend,
it worries me, Piyush Goyal. No, you need to talk about Shinde. No, 1 second. A home minister of this country says, I thought tonight that you really would come to the point right at the top. A home minister of this country is saying, I am using intelligence agencies to keep a tab on the media, not to stop terrorist attacks from happening in this country, but to keep a tab on the media. I am using the intelligence agencies not to fight the Hizbul Mujahideen or the Harkatul Mujahideen.
Since independence,
to
control and curb the freedom of expression and free speech. How the media, which is trying to honorably try and do its job, is muzzled by the Congress not once, not twice, repeatedly. Even the New York Times and the Congress likes to quote many times has reported that India has asked Google and Facebook to screen the content. Now Kapil Sibal keeps doing that all the time. Sushil Kumar Shinde has only confirmed our worst fears, that the Congress is hell-bent on muzzling the media. They try to influence content on social media. I have a document which shows they have put out a 50 crore budget to control the social media and have trolling of other leaders. My own leader Arun Jaitley.
Sabha, yes, Sabha.
I think the Congress led by...
This is not about... I know.
What is this about controlling social media?
This is not... 1 second. 1 minute, Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal, this is not even about what...
I have things to say, Arnab.
Yes, Sankarshan.
One person can't have the run of the program like this.
Go ahead.
Starting to read out history of censorship in this country. Are other people going to be allowed to have...
Go ahead, Sankarshan. Go ahead. You've successfully intervened. Yes. Go ahead,
Sankarshan. Throat as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Sankarshan. So do I. Go ahead.
Arnab, what I was saying was, having said what I did about Mr. Shinde, which is condemnable and totally unacceptable, I want to say that threats to the media are not issuing from the government alone. There are all kinds of threats issuing from people who are in the opposition, people who are aspiring. There are attempts all the time to label media. This is paid media, this is so-and-so's media, this is bought-up media. You do a story, you become Ambani's man, you become so-and-so's man. So let us not say that only one man or one government is doing this. The kind of paid media campaign that issues from a certain kind of troller on social media that we all know of.
The Modi Brigade.
No, name them. Go ahead. Who are you talking about?
Why do you make
1 minute.
Sankarshan.
It's a Modi Brigade.
No, 1 second. Piyush, let Piyush, 1 minute. Let him name.
Whole lot of people. I will name this whole lot of people that go under the bracket Namo for PM. The kind of trolling they do and of calling people paid media the moment they oppose Mr. Narendra Modi is absolutely shocking to me. And it happens to me every day, and I'm sure it happens to a lot of other people.
No,
Where is
I
that
don't
coming from?
I
see that as an attack.
No, 1 second. Piyush is responding to you. Piyush is responding to you. He's saying he does not control it. 1 second. What
Piyush is not controlling. Modi Brigade is controlling the choreography and orchestration of the hate media for all those people who question Namo's.
Kumar Ketkar, you are free to take legal action. Because we don't control people on social media.
The Modi Brigade does. We are all victims. We are all victims of the hate mail. We are all victims of the hate mail organized and choreographed by the Modi Brigade. And every day, tons of it. All journalists,
all kinds of nonsense.
all journalists who question Narendra Modi's, all journalists who question Narendra Modi receive hate mail every hour, not every day. And it is not organized. Can you say it is not organized? Can you say it is not orchestrated? Can you say it is not paid?
Absolutely.
It is the complete paid media by the Namo Brigade.
Can I also say something as somebody who has suffered from both sides? Can I also get a word in?
Go ahead, Sabha. Go ahead.
Probably getting more trolls than anyone else. Can I get a word in?
Yeah, go ahead, Sabha.
I just want to say one thing, regardless of we can get into Modi bashing, and I'm always happy to do that. But there is something very serious about a home minister threatening to crush anyone.
Yeah, well, exactly.
So right now the onus must be on the Congress. Yes, we have points about Manohar Parrikar and the Aam Aadmi Party, but for the home minister to say this is a very serious matter. And in fact, the Congress spokesperson at the beginning of your program said, even if we want to, we can't do it. I mean, that is also casual. That's like saying if we could do it, we won't.
Of course it's casual.
Very, very dangerous.
Of course it's casual.
No, we won't do it, ma'am. I can assure you that we will never do it. The Congress party will never do that.
Right now.
Well, your assurance. Your assurance.
Never. The Congress party will never do that.
No, 1 second.
The Congress party never does anything to curb press freedom.
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second. You tell.
No, you have done things.
By the way.
That's not true. Of course you've done things. I myself have written cover stories about it.
No.
Piyush may have it in his research.
Congress party declared emergency. By the way, the Congress party declared emergency in 1975, and for 19 months we had no rights, no freedom. So don't say Congress party never does anything.
Publication of the Congress party also says that what happened in the emergency was wrong.
Congress party has done enough to curb freedom. Rajiv Gandhi wanted to bring an anti-press bill. We all know the history. So don't say Congress party
wanted
to. We don't know, sir.
Natrajan moved a private member's bill some 2 years ago, yeah? She was Rahul Gandhi's person who moved the private member's bill.
You have
of course.
Sankarshan, may I come in, please? I too have a bad throat. Since I have a bad throat as well. Since I believe that tonight the only alibi with which you can enter the Newshour debate is having a bad throat. Let me say I have a bad throat as well. May I get an ounce of sympathy? Shinde doesn't deserve sympathy, but I do. Okay? So 1 minute. My question tonight is this. My God, look at the temerity of Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, who comes on the Newshour and says we will never have to curb the media. We never have and we never will. Well, first of all, Mr. Kalappa, was it not your government that blocked Twitter handles of journalists in August 2012? Did you not issue a directive without quoting any relevant provision of the of the IT Act or any code of law? Did the Ministry of Telecommunications at the time ask internet service providers to block 16 Twitter handles without citing a reason? Who did all this? You have a proven history, and I'm telling you contemporary recent, you have a proven history, a track record of trying to curb dissent. You got insecure in the second part of UPA 2. You first tried to blame the media. You said because of them economic investment does not come in. When you were pushed back against the scams. When the media did not become pliant, then you told the media we don't care. Under pressure and despite diffidence, you had to sack 2 ministers. A second round of sackings happened. You were with your back to the wall. And even now you realize that your back is to the wall. So it is a cry of desperation, a cry of political survival from the Home Minister, where he says before a party gathering, I will crush the media. Now, I think, Mr. Kalappa, I open this up tonight. My question goes to you. Do you think even if the government is weak, even if the Prime Minister has chosen not to speak, right? Or even if you are 1,000% in that lame duck mode, I think you should sack your Home Minister. Just out of respect to the Constitution of India. No, 1 minute. Out of respect to the Constitution of India.
Is it fair to ask Mr. Kalappa that? Is it his station to sack
Well, I mean, he's the party spokesperson.
Even the Prime Minister can't sack this Home Minister.
He's the party spokesperson.
Please give me an opportunity to answer.
The party spokesperson should tell me.
Let me have an opportunity to answer.
Yeah, I think he should be sacked immediately. Because he is threatening to walk over the Constitution of India.
Yeah, Mr. Goswami, let me just give you three illustrations. A giant pig is defecating on a place of worship. Okay.
1 minute.
Another one.
1 minute.
Is a man who's bent in worship. A man who's bent in worship is being fornicated by a dog, right? And a third one. What happened in Muzaffarnagar? In Muzaffarnagar, false,
first of all, Mr. Kalappa, I believe, first of all, I believe, first of all, two things. You believe that because you are totally cornered on the Newshour debate, because you have nothing to defend Sushil Kumar Shinde with, that I will allow you to use the platform of the Newshour to say things which may be extremely offensive to individuals and communities. Forget it. I will not give you that right. I will not give you that right, so don't do that. Don't do that.
It doesn't matter.
Don't do that. The point is, answer on Sushil Kumar Shinde. Answer on Sushil Kumar Shinde.
Sushil Kumar Shinde are not works of genius. These are not works of genius, but works of a perverted mind.
Sushil Kumar Shinde says, I will crush the media who question the Congress party. Sushil Kumar Shinde says, Mr. Kalappa, Sushil Kumar Shinde says, Mr. Sushil,
I hope you'll appreciate that.
Sushil Kumar Shinde says,
I'm sure that the
point is very simple. The point is very simple.
They will be crushed.
The point is very simple. Sushil Kumar Shinde's clarification is not a clarification. The essence of what he says completely remains. The point is not about a particular type of media. 1 minute. You must listen. Don't display that intolerance on the program. The point is, he says, I have the intelligence department with me. People criticize the Congress party. We have been the victims of the propaganda of electronic media who criticize us. We will crush such elements in the electronic media if it does not stop. I say he's actually saying I'll crush the Constitution of India. The Congress party is not the custodian of the Constitution of India.
It's the Congress party which gave this country a constitution.
The Congress party.
I hope you'll appreciate it.
The founding fathers of the Constitution, a political party, did not give the Constitution of India.
They were all members of the Congress party, sir.
What? Do you know this sense of gross entitlement must end, Mr. Kalappa.
They were not all Congress members.
Please, yes. By the way, don't distort this.
Congress members. Dr. Ambedkar was not. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was not a Congress person, and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was the main architect of the Constitution. He was not a Congress person.
I find it very thoroughly absurd that the Congress spokesperson on the Newshour tonight says.
Why are we getting assurances, or why are we even accepting assurances from political parties on our freedoms? Why is that? They are not guarantors of our rights. No, the Constitution is the giver of our right.
Well, the Congress party believes that the Constitution of India is freehold property. I mean, it's absurd that the Congress party spokesperson says we gave you the Constitution. No party gave us the Constitution.
Absolutely, sir.
Please,
what is to deny
no, 1 minute. And the second point is
the Constitution. It's a different matter than Mr. Ambedkar.
The Constitution.
But I hope you'll appreciate that.
This is the same.
Pandit Nehru, they were all members of the Congress party, sir.
This is the same.
The Congress party is wedded. Who is wedded to complete tolerance.
Oh my God.
And will
1 second. We are taking a call up.
Press freedoms are curbed, sir.
Okay, now you know what I think. I'm putting our hashtag on top. It's on the screen right now. And I'm telling you tonight, you watch this discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it. Wherever you're watching tonight, watch this discussion tonight. and then you respond in whichever way you can, because the Congress party, the spokesperson says, we gave you the Constitution of India. Article 19(1) of the Constitution of India is my right, and the Congress party has no right to take it away, neither does the BJP. And don't say, you gave us right to information. And therefore, does that allow you the right to cut and edit and scissor out parts of the Right to Information Act that you don't like tomorrow, which are inconvenient to you?
We
Perish
don't do
the
that,
thought.
sir. I'm sorry, we don't do that.
Perish the thought. You tried to do that. You tried to do it. You tried to do it. Piyush Goyal is intervening in the debate. Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal intervening with the Congress party. Go ahead.
We don't believe in it.
Arnab, I have with me the framework for code of conduct for intermediaries for disablement of information, which they issued on 11th April 2011. It's a shocking piece of document, Arnab. In this document, the Congress government and the then Minister Kapil Sibal has actually said that intermediaries will be bound by directions and instructions given by the government of the day. So actually the government will then have
Piyush,
position
can I ask you
on
one
every
question,
subject
please?
in the social
Arnab,
media
allow me
or
to
on
ask
the
Piyush
internet.
one question.
And it will create a framework of what should be written in newspapers or on electronic media or on social media. It is such a dangerous piece of legislation that the Congress has done. And as I said, started with the First Amendment, the emergency, the harassment that the owners of your own channel originally had to face from the government. This Congress government has proven consistently that they are out to muzzle the media.
Yeah, but the BJP also has.
The fifth pillar of our
the BJP has.
Constitution gave.
The BJP has.
Doesn't even answer what Mr. Parikar has said.
And I agree with you. Sushil Kumar
He doesn't even
Shinde
answer
should
what
resign.
Mr. Parikar has
He's
said.
morally bound to protect freedom of the press. And
Equally,
his statement,
Parikar
even
should
if he has
resign.
diverted it to
Equally, Mr.
the
Manohar
social
Parikar
media
should resign
is
then.
not good enough. As much the social media has independence as the electronic media.
Well, I'm taking a couple of callers. One question came. 1 second. Yash from New Delhi. We are flooded with calls. Yash is the first caller from New Delhi. And by the way, I'd like to humbly remind the BJP spokesperson today that if I'm not mistaken, in the second week of March in 2013, Gujarat banned private television media in the State Assembly. If I'm not mistaken, I also like to remind the BJP, with all respect, that B.S. Yediyurappa regime issued orders banning the entry of media for covering the proceedings of the Assembly. This was October 2010. So when the going gets rough,
and Gujarat government banned the Fana film of
when the going gets rough,
Gujarat government
Even in
banned
the Lok
Fana
Sabha and
film of
Rajya
Amir
Sabha.
Khan.
No, one minute.
Even in the Lok Sabha
Gujarat
and
government
Rajya Sabha,
banned.
One more thing,
private
Arnab.
channels are not permitted.
Tehelka and
They
Outlook
take
were
the
raided
They are
film
led
during
by a
the
prime
Rajya
ministerial
Sabha
aspirant who doesn't want to step into a TV studio.
well, sure, we'll be happy to welcome both. Yash from Delhi is the first caller. Yash,
Yash,
good evening. Okay.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, Yash, Piyush Goyal.
He has also alleged
Piyush Goyal, we're going to take callers now.
stories critical of him.
I'm very sorry to say, Arnab.
1 second. Piyush, 1 second. Yash on the phone line.
Hello.
Yash from Delhi. Yeah, go ahead. Yash.
Very sorry to say that Congress spokespersons are so arrogant that they will talk anything in the world but on the subject. Anyhow, on the main point, don't go with the apparent problem. The real problem is that High Command has put weak and incompetent people like Shinde, Salman and Anthony on high position, which is beyond their ability, so that the High Command is always in command. That's the real problem.
But then, Yash, if the high command gets arrogant, then sorry, if the incompetent people put on those positions, and that adjective has been used with Sushil Kumar Shinde on many occasions, great respect to him, but he has been described by many independent observers as highly incompetent. If that incompetent person now starts having these sort of ambitions of crushing the media, he should be thrown out instead. That's what we're asking about. Mr. Kalappa, hear it from the viewers tonight. Sabha is going to ask a question to Piyush Goyal after that. From Coimbatore, Mr. Murthy. Yes, Mr. Murthy, good evening. Arnab here.
Good evening.
Who's your question to, sir?
I am glad to speak to you, Arnab.
Same here.
I am glad to speak to you.
Go ahead.
You should take care of your health first.
I'll take care of my health, sir. Thank you.
Yes, because you are bringing out many stories with very good, without fighting anybody. Okay, whether it is Congress or BJP, anybody.
So thanks. What's your question, sir?
This Congress people, they talk all nonsense. They should be shunted out of Home Minister.
Oh, Shinde should be shunted out. Mr. Murthy from Bangalore, straightforward point. Nobody's on your side tonight. Notice Mr. Kalappa, and these are free callers. Both our callers say Shinde should be shunted out. You still have, maybe people will bless you if you shunt out Shinde. Better late than never. Incompetence cannot be rewarded even if you have one day left to be in power. Yes, Sabha had a question for Piyush before our next caller. Sabha, go ahead.
Mr. Goswami, you think Mr. Shinde should be shunted out for having apprehended Junda?
You're an old friend of mine, and I have one question for you. I agree with a lot of the things you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with your points about the Congress party. But do you not think that given the environment, that the remark that Mr. Manishankar Iyer made about Manohar Parrikar, made about Mr. Narendra Modi, do you not think Manohar Parrikar has insulted journalists? The way he has spoken about them.
By the way,
I want your reaction on that. Please don't get into, I'm agreeing with a lot of the things you're saying. I'm not even disagreeing. And mind you, it's not all smooth, because you may recall, during the time of the Vajpayee regime, there was a raid on Outlook magazine also. But we'll get over that, because I don't think we are professional journalists. We are not here running crusades against any
How come you've not yet raised that issue? But you will recall that was not a raid on the Outlook magazine. It was a raid probably by the finance department which had done it. The government does not micromanage each of the things. So if that magazine had done something wrong, or if the owners of the magazine had to do, there was some investigation against them, you would have expected my government to interfere. And interfere just because it's a media house. I don't think my government did any raids. The Vajpayee government never interfered with the bureaucracy. It's a known fact. And if the bureaucracy has something to investigate,
too much into that.
I'm sure just because when you work as a media house, they get some special privileges. Would you like the administration of the bureaucracy to work with special privileges for one section of society just because they run a media house, man?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but what I do remember, let's be very direct here, when Outlook did stories on Ranjan Bhattacharya, the BJP-led government ordered raids on the offices of the magazine in 2001. Now, Mr. Piyush Goyal, you want us to tell us it was not the politics of vendetta? Maybe you are in a minority of one who will believe that. Nobody else ever will. Right? So let's be very clear about it.
If there was an investigation and the Tehelka magazine admitted to using wrong means,
Piyush.
And in that investigation, if there was a need to investigate other people, I don't think we interfered in any investigation. It was an independent investigation.
Does it?
But since you mentioned about Mr. Shinde,
what we are saying tonight,
you will recall, I just want to add to what one of your
does it not mean to terrorize the newspaper
that he was in the power ministry when there was so many outages.
There is a question.
And he was rewarded by giving the home ministry soon after all the power outages.
Question is very clear.
And we saw the performance of the home minister in the Telangana debate.
Piyush Goyal, you know this. You know this. It is an absolute fact. It suits every political party to change its position when it suits, when it looks at the other side. It suits the BJP when the media exposes the Congress.
The BJP has always consistently believed in freedom of the media. In fact, we had brought in amendments in 1977.
Really?
If you want to know more about it?
We are concerned with actual
Our
practice.
leader opposed the first amendment.
Even in Gujarat.
The
and
BJP...
when we were in power in 77, is when we conceptualized the Media Commission. The terms of reference...
you are reading out from some papers before you are not answering my question.
We made Prasar Bharati
You are reading out from some papers before you...
We have never tried to muzzle the press.
You are reading out from some papers before you were not answering my question.
Well, I'm saying out facts. I'll tell
you the fact.
After all, in 77, who brought in the Media Commission?
You see, Piyush Goyal.
Who broke up the Samachar
You see, Piyush Goyal, I'll tell you this.
Piyush Goyal. Indira Gandhi had tried to do to muzzle all the government news agencies.
Piyush Goyal, the UPA is an expert at trying to control media houses by trying to squeeze their business. So what has the UPA government done? It has tried to make the business environment extremely difficult for all media houses, to squeeze them so that it becomes difficult for media houses to even be able to afford to pay the salaries of the journalists. It has made the business environment hostile in a manner so as to make life difficult for the media. The media is strong enough to go through that. I am only saying this. Please remember this, Piyush. Don't tell me the BJP does not threaten. The BJP was crediting Times Now in July 2013 for reporting on the leaked conversations dealing with the Railgate scam. However, you attacked the Tehelka when it was in power following Operation West End. The sting operation led to the conviction of a former BJP president, Bangaru Lakshman. When Time magazine had Manmohan Singh on the cover with Underachiever, you were out there applauding. Great cover. I'd like to remind you, when the same magazine criticized Atal Bihari Vajpayee, I'm sorry to say this, you went after, when it had an article saying asleep at the wheel, which depicted Atal Bihari Vajpayee as a feeble person unable to lead a government effectively, you went after the journalist who did the story. You see, we have a long memory in the media, Piyush. No, Piyush Goyal, we have a long memory in the media. We remember what the politicians do. You know what happened.
We have never interfered in the working of the free press.
Well, I don't know. You went after the author of the article. His name was Alex Perry.
What you're saying. I'm happy to answer if you can substantiate what you're saying.
I'm substantiating. Here it is. Here it is.
Are you holding a brief for somebody?
No, I'm substantiating. I never say something I'm not.
Are you holding a brief for somebody who uses illegal means?
You file cases against people. I mean, I'll give you the example of Alex Perry. Suddenly, after he wrote the article on Vajpayee, he was asked to appear before the Foreign Regional Registration Office in the capital. I mean, you know what you've done. Please.
Now you're being asked, Arnab, whether you hold a brief for someone else.
Well, I don't know. You ask anybody a question, that side says you're holding a brief for the other side. When you ask Somnath Bharti a question,
you are making unsubstantiated allegations. I think when the issue today is what Mr. Shinde has openly acknowledged. The Home Minister has acknowledged that the Intelligence Department is for the last few months been working secretly to muzzle the media and control the media, and I think that is the issue which we have to
And you know what we have said.
We want an answer from the Home Minister.
But
we want to know what is the government's position.
You know what
we want
said,
to know what action will be taken against it.
What have we said?
I think Arnab began the argument by saying that all political parties are becoming intolerant. He did not say only Congress. He quoted Shinde, he quoted Parrikar, he quoted Kejriwal, and he gave examples of Gujarat. And everybody knows Gujarat. Gujarat banned even Amir Khan's Fana film. And you are saying that Gujarat has maximum, in fact, controlled and uncontrolled censorship going on today. And you know it.
I think
and the entire
anyway, we have a couple of minutes.
The vilification campaign that Mr. Narendra Modi has faced stoically and without any repercussions or without any effort to muzzle the press.
Well, I don't think
reporting that
as a word of warning.
Has done against Mr. Modi.
I think
we are proud. We are proud that Mr. Modi has faced all sorts of vilification.
One second. First of all,
and ultimately,
one second. This UPA government. One second. The job. One second. So Piyush Goyal, let me tell you this. Piyush Goyal, this false sense of hurt. This false sense, the UPA government has been carrying this cloak. 1 minute, Piyush. Piyush, this false sense of hurt. 1 minute, Piyush Goyal.
But we were proven right.
Piyush, 1 second. It's not you are proven right, we are proven right. We will constantly ask the questions. The job of the media is to be a persistent and consistent irritant for those in power. Because if that irritant goes away, then those in power will have a field day. And I assure you, ask the question to the people of this country. You try and crush the independent media in this country, the people of this country will not tolerate it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Nobody, no party.
Is the only party which never crushes independent media.
I'm just saying, I
encourage you to do your job well.
I think there are.
And we encourage you to keep a check on us. That is your job. I'm glad you're doing it.
I think I will always do our job regardless of who likes it or not.
Freedom of the press. Freedom of the press is not a gift from any political party. It is a guarantee of the Constitution.
Can I get a chance?
Why are they gifting us this freedom? I don't understand. It is a guarantee of the Constitution, not a gift from political parties or governments.
And politicians come and go. Politicians come and go, but the media stays.
For saying
That's the fact. The question is this. People come and go from power. The media stays. Honest journalists will stay. They do not need anybody's patronage, anybody's support, anybody's certificate.
Absolutely.
But I must say, one caller. I still think...
They don't want the government muzzling them like the present government.
I'm saying tonight, Sonia Gandhi, Manmohan Singh and Sushil Kumar Shinde should sit down together and then decide. Is it good for Shinde to resign on his own? Or is it better for Shinde to be sacked? If the third option of doing nothing...
It's very unfair, sir, even after he's clarified that it's regarding the social media...
What clarification? We have him on tape. What clarification? What clarification? You say these things one day and they say the next day I was meaning the opposite.
If you believe the tape, then believe the clarification.
No, you can't believe a clarification of a comment that is caught on tape. He's saying I never said it. I mean, come on, yeah. He's on tape. Tomorrow he'll say, I said it when I was sleepwalking. You expect me to believe that?
Realistically speaking,
let's
assume for a moment that even if he wanted to do it, is it possible to do it?
I'm sorry, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, he was not going to the home.
Again, this is astounding.
Astounding.
If it was possible to do it, you would have done it.
Amazing.
Where does the question arise?
No, I'm saying even if he wanted to do it, is it possible? Because in the next 20 days we are out.
No, it doesn't matter.
Please.
Please, whether you're out or not.
When he went to the social
and you are trying to come back.
When he spoke about the media, he spoke about the
he says in next 20 days we are out.
This is the Congress Party's final goodbye to press freedom, is it?
Yeah. No. In the next 20 days we are out because there are elections which are due.
No.
I hope you appreciate that.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to come back.
I'm glad that...
Are you saying you don't have to come back?
My throat is not going back. Can I get one thing in?
No, and I can assure on behalf of BJP...
No, if you want to misconstrue everything, then of course you're welcome to.
Ridiculous. One more caller from Amritsar.
The elections are
from Amritsar, one more caller, and that caller is the Newshour caller. Is Mr. Saini from Amritsar. Mr. Saini, good evening. Arnab here. Who's your question to? Yes, quickly. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Saini.
I have a question for both the people of BJP and the Congress sitting on the channel.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why they are trying to create the jugglery of words every time the question which is put by the media? Why they are afraid to give a straightway answer? And why now the Home Minister says that he wants to correct? Why these politicians are afraid of the media? Because you have exposed their true picture.
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm tempted to reply, but I won't. Sabha wants to come in on that. Why are politicians so scared of the media? So scared? Because the media has changed.
Arnab, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing now?
Yeah.
Arnab, the beauty of this whole debate is you, me, Sankarshan, we can all take pride in the fact, in the knowledge, and our viewers who are watching this, that as long as we keep to the integrity of our work, and we do not, those journalists who stick to the integrity of their job will survive anybody trying to crush them. And, and this is unacceptable whether they're earning 25,000 rupees or 10 lakh rupees.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the beauty of it. And we all know it. We've survived things in the past and we're going to do it. As long as we have a credibility about us, be it the Congress, be it the BJP, nobody can crush the media here.
And there are many professions There are many professions people join to earn money.
I'm a former journalist myself.
No, but then you are saying there are many professions.
Because I'm a former journalist myself.
Then what you should do is you should tell Mr. Shinde, I will resign as Congress spokesperson unless you resign on your own.
And become journalist again.
Right, and become a journalist again unless you resign on your own. That's an option for you. And by the way, there are many professions people join to earn money. Never would any good journalist, you don't have to be never would any real journalist join this profession to earn money. So Mr. Parikar says 25,000. Mr. Parikar, if that journalist earned 250 rupees, he still deserves more respect than a corrupt politician.
And we began earning that salary.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I
began our journalism earning that very salary.
And there will be more journalists and generations of journalists who will challenge these questions, and they are watching tonight and they want Shinde to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Shinde should go. And that's debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.